On October 5th, we lost three icons whose legacies forever changed the worlds of technology, film, and comedy, but not without controversy. One actress's scandalous affair destroyed her Hollywood career. A tech visionary was forced out of his own company before staging an epic comeback that redefined the industry. And one of comedy's biggest names used humor to mask the personal struggles that haunted him for decades. On Who Died Today, we dive deep into the lives and legacies of these unforgettable stars. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest tributes to the legends we lost. Number 3. Steve Jobs, the visionary who reshaped our world. On October 5th, 2011, the world lost a true revolutionary. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple Inc., passed away at the age of 56, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape not just our daily lives, but entire industries. Born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California, Jobs was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs. This early twist of fate would play a significant role in shaping his worldview and drive. Jobs' journey to becoming a tech icon was far from conventional. He dropped out of Reed College after just one semester, but continued to audit classes that fascinated him. Little did he know that a calligraphy course would later influence Apple's groundbreaking typography, setting a new standard for digital aesthetics. In 1976, Jobs co-founded Apple Computer with Steve Wozniak in his parents' garage. What began as a humble startup would grow to become the most valuable company in the world. But Jobs' impact extended far beyond just creating successful products. He reshaped entire industries. Personal computing, the Apple I, and Macintosh revolutionized how we interact with computers, introducing the graphical user interface to the masses. 2. Digital music. With iTunes and the iPod, Jobs transformed the music industry, making digital music accessible and changing how we consume media. 3. Smartphones. The iPhone wasn't just a new product, it created an entirely new category, forever changing mobile communication and computing. 4. Tablet computing. The iPad redefined portable computing, creating a new market segment between smartphones and laptops. 5. Animation. Through Pixar, which Jobs acquired in 1986, he revolutionized animated filmmaking, producing classics like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. Jobs' career wasn't without controversies. His leadership style at Apple was notoriously demanding, often pushing employees to their limits in pursuit of perfection. Former employees described a culture of fear and secrecy under his reign. As Jobs himself once said, "My job is not to be easy on people. My job is to make them better." Also make them better. Apple faced criticism for the working conditions in its manufacturing plants, particularly at Foxconn in China. Reports of worker suicides and poor conditions led to public outcry. Jobs defended Apple's practices, stating, "We are all over this," but the controversy highlighted the human cost of our technological advancement. The company was also embroiled in numerous patent disputes under Jobs' leadership. The most famous was perhaps the thermonuclear war he declared on Google's Android, which he saw as a stolen product. Personally, Jobs faced his greatest challenge when he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2003. In a commencement speech at Stanford in 2005, he reflected on his mortality, remembering that "I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life." Initially, Jobs refused conventional medical treatment, opting for alternative therapies. This decision, which he later regretted, likely shortened his life. Despite his declining health, Jobs continued to work tirelessly on Apple's products, even conducting product launches from his hospital bed. In his final years, Jobs reconciled with his first daughter, Lisa Brennan Jobs, whom he had initially denied paternity of. This complex relationship was a reminder of the human flaws behind the genius. Jobs' legacy extends far beyond the products he created. He showed us the power of thinking differently, of pursuing our passions relentlessly, and of creating things that can change the world. As he once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." Number 2. Gloria Grahame, the Femme Fatale who defied Hollywood norms. On October 5th, 1981, Hollywood lost one of its most enigmatic and controversial stars. Gloria Grahame, the sultry blonde with the distinctive upper lip, passed away at the age of 57, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances, and a personal life that rivaled any film noir plot. Born Gloria Hallward on November 28, 1923, in Los Angeles, California, Grahame was destined for the silver screen. Her mother, Jean McGougal, was a British stage actress, and Gloria began her own acting career on the stage before transitioning to film. Grahame's impact on Hollywood extended far beyond her performances. She helped define the femme fatale archetype in film noir, bringing a complex vulnerability to roles that were often one-dimensional. As film historian Foster Hirsch noted, Grahame's characters were a unique combination of vulnerability and strength, victim and predator. Her breakthrough came in 1946 with It's a Wonderful Life, where she played Violet Bick, the town flirt. But it was her role as Ginny Tremaine in Crossfire, 1947, that earned her first Academy Award nomination. Her Oscar win came for The Bad and the Beautiful, 1952, where she portrayed Rosemary Bartlow. Remarkably, her performance lasted just over 9 minutes, making it the shortest performance ever to win an acting Oscar at that time. Grahame's filmography reads like a list of noir classics. In a Lonely Place, 1950, opposite Humphrey Bogart, The Big Heat, 1953, and Human Desire, 1954. Her ability to portray complex, often morally ambiguous characters made her a standout in an era of more clear-cut heroines. However, Grahame's personal life often overshadowed her professional accomplishments. Her 4 marriages were marked by scandal and controversy, culminating in her marriage to Anthony Ray, her former stepson, and the son of her ex-husband, director Nicholas Ray. This relationship, which allegedly began when Anthony was a teenager, became public knowledge and effectively ended Grahame's Hollywood career. The scandal was so severe that it led to her being blacklisted by major studios. As one Hollywood insider put it, Gloria didn't just burn bridges, she napalmed them. Despite the professional setbacks, Grahame remained defiant. In a rare interview, she said, "I married Nicholas Ray, the director. People yawned. Later on, I married his son and people gulped. Now I'm keeping it in the family. I intend to marry my grandson." This quote, while shocking, encapsulates the bold, unapologetic spirit that made Grahame such a captivating figure both on and off screen. Throughout her life, Grahame was known for her insecurity about her looks, particularly her upper lip. She underwent multiple cosmetic procedures, including stuffing cotton or wax under her lip to enhance its appearance. This obsession with her appearance was said to have contributed to her declining mental health in later years. After being ostracized from Hollywood, Grahame found success on the stage. She received critical acclaim for her performances in plays like A Streetcar Named Desire and The Glass Menagerie. Her late career renaissance showcased her versatility as an actress and her resilience in the face of adversity. In her later years, Grahame made a memorable return to film in the cult classic Chilly Scenes of Winter, 1979. Her performance reminded audiences of the talent that had made her a star decades earlier. Grahame's life came to a tragic end when she collapsed while rehearsing for a stage role in England. She was diagnosed with peritonitis and breast cancer, which had spread to her other organs. She passed away on October 5, 1981, in New York City. Gloria Grahame's story is one of talent, controversy, and resilience. She challenged Hollywood norms both in her performances and her personal life, leaving an indelible mark on cinema. As film critic Molly Haskell wrote, Grahame brought a raw vulnerability to the screen that was ahead of its time. She was the proto-feminist in a pre-feminist Hollywood. As we remember Gloria Grahame today, let's appreciate not just the femme fatale on the silver screen, but the complex, flawed, and ultimately human woman behind the roles. Her story reminds us that even our idols are human, capable of great achievements and profound mistakes. Number 1. Rodney Dangerfield, the king of self-deprecating humor who got everyone's respect. On October 5, 2004, the world of comedy lost one of its most iconic figures. Rodney Dangerfield, the bug-eyed comedian famous for his catchphrase, "I don't get no respect," passed away at the age of 82, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and a life story as compelling as any of his routines. Born Jacob Rodney Cohen on November 22, 1921, in Deer Park, New York, Dangerfield's early life was far from easy. His father, Philip Cohen, was largely absent, and his mother, Dorothy Teitelbaum, was cold and unaffectionate. This difficult childhood would later become fodder for his self-deprecating humor. Dangerfield's journey to stardom was a long and winding road. He began writing jokes at 15 and performed at resorts in the Catskill Mountains under the name Jack Roy. However, success eluded him, and he quit show business at 28 to work as an aluminum siding salesman. It wasn't until he was 40 that Dangerfield decided to give comedy another shot. He changed his name to Rodney Dangerfield, inspired by a character on Jack Benny's radio program. This time, his unique brand of self-deprecating humor struck a chord with audiences. Dangerfield's big break came in 1967 when he appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show. His nervous, fidgety stage presence and rapid-fire delivery of one-liners about his supposed lack of respect became his trademark. Jokes like "I told my psychiatrist that everyone hates me. He said I was being ridiculous, everyone hasn't met me yet" became instant classics. But Dangerfield's impact on comedy extended far beyond his own performances. In 1969, he opened his own comedy club, Dangerfield's, in New York City. The club became a launching pad for many young comedians, including Jim Carrey, Jerry Seinfeld, and Tim Allen. Jim Carrey, in a tribute to Dangerfield, said, "Rodney was the first comedy rock star. He was like a god to me." Jerry Seinfeld credited Dangerfield with giving him his first big break, stating, "Rodney was a terrific mentor. He taught me that if you're going to be a comedian, you have to do it all the time." Dangerfield's film career took off later in life. He made his starring debut in 1980 golf comedy Caddyshack, which became a cult classic. He went on to star in other hit comedies like Easy Money 1983 and Back to School 1986. These films showcased Dangerfield's ability to translate his stand-up persona to the big screen, earning him a new generation of fans. Despite his on-stage persona of a man who got no respect, Dangerfield was deeply respected and loved in the comedy community. He was known for his generosity, often helping young comedians and treating the staff at his club like family. However, beneath the laughter, Dangerfield struggled with depression and anxiety throughout his life. In his autobiography, It's Not Easy Buying Me a Lifetime of No Respect But Plenty of Sex and Drugs, 2004, he candidly discussed these issues. He wrote, "I had a tremendous amount of insecurity and a tremendous desire to be liked. I drank to get rid of my anxiety and depression, but it only caused more anxiety and depression." Dangerfield used comedy as a coping mechanism for his personal struggles. In an interview, he once said, "I always felt there was conflict inside me. It's not that I don't get respect. I get respect. I just like the attention I get from saying I don't." His honesty about his mental health struggles was groundbreaking for its time, helping to destigmatize these issues in the entertainment industry. Many comedians who followed him, like Richard Lewis and Marc Maron, credited Dangerfield's openness as inspirational in their own battles with depression and addiction. Dangerfield's personal life was as complex as his comedy. He was married twice to Joyce and Dig, with whom he had 2 children, Brian and Melanie. Their tumultuous relationship ended in divorce both times. In 1993, at the age of 72, he married Joan Child, who remained with him until his death. Joan later said, "Rodney's persona onstage was just that, a persona. At home, he was a very different man, loving, kind, and surprisingly shy." Throughout his career, Dangerfield received numerous accolades. He won a Grammy Award for his comedy album No Respect in 1981. In 2014, he was posthumously awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a fitting tribute to a man who joked about getting no respect. One of Dangerfield's lesser-known passions was his love for marijuana. He was an outspoken advocate for its legalization and claimed it helped with his anxiety. In a 2002 interview, he quipped, "I smoke marijuana all the time. I love it. It's the only thing that keeps me sane. Well, that and my wife." Perhaps one of his most poignant quotes came near the end of his life. When asked how he wanted to be remembered, Dangerfield said, "I want my epitaph to read, 'There goes Rodney Dangerfield, he finally got some respect.'" Rodney Dangerfield's life and career remind us of the power of perseverance and the healing nature of laughter. He turned his pain into comedy, his insecurities into strengths, and in doing so, he earned not just the respect he joked about never getting, but the love and admiration of millions. As we remember him today, let's not just recall the jokes, but the man behind them, a complex, talented individual who used humor to navigate life's challenges and bring joy to others. In the end, Rodney Dangerfield got more than respect, he got immortality through the laughter he left behind. These 3 individuals, Steve Jobs, Gloria Grahame, and Rodney Dangerfield, may seem vastly different at first glance. A tech visionary, a Hollywood femme fatale, and a self-deprecating comedian. But they share a common thread each, in their own unique way, left an indelible mark on our culture. They challenged norms, pushed boundaries, and weren't afraid to be themselves, flaws and all. Jobs showed us that technology could be beautiful and intuitive, forever changing how we interact with the digital world. As he said, design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Grahame brought depth and complexity to female roles in Hollywood, paving the way for more nuanced portrayals of women on screen. Her life off-screen was a testament to living on one's own terms, regardless of societal expectations. Dangerfield turned his personal struggles into universal laughter, showing us the therapeutic power of humor. His legacy lives on in every comedian who finds the funny in life's difficulties. So, the next time you use your iPhone, watch a film noir, or laugh at a self-deprecating joke, take a moment to think of Steve, Gloria, and Rodney. Their legacies live on, not just in their work, but in the way they've shaped our world and our understanding of what it means to be human. Remember, in the words of Steve Jobs, the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Gloria Grahame showed us the complexity of human nature, both on screen and off. And Rodney Dangerfield? Well, he taught us that sometimes the best way to deal with life's challenges is to laugh at them and ourselves. These are the stars we lost on October 5th. May their memories continue to inspire, entertain, and move us for generations to come.